Well. Hello, everyone. I hope that you can hear me okay. Well, I'm just gonna do this series, hopefully, of this young lady. Young lady that you see on the screen, besides myself, is a lady that went through some abuse of the narcissistic abuse at its finest when they are in a position of power, and particularly in church. Now, this young lady, if you see the title here, is Narcissistic Abuse of Power, Pastor Sonya Spencer. And I want you guys to watch this with me because this is very triggering. So, a trigger warning for people who have been through any type of abuse, narcissistic abuse, especially when it's been in a position of power, especially if it's been part of the church. Um, I want to preface this by saying I am not against the church in general. Um, I'm against I'm against what happens in the church when it comes down to narcissistic abuse. It has made a lot of people very, very confused. And in this case, this woman has committed suicide. Okay. And I'm sure and it's just so sad to me because I see myself in this young lady. A lot of what she has been through, I can tell that I kind of been through some of the same things. And I just wish that somebody could have said something. I could have said something. Anybody could have said something to stop this lady from taking her own life. Now, I'm going to go back through some of the things that she actually went through. We're gonna go through her videos. She left a diary of videos that led her up to that point. So it's going again. Once we start digging into this, it is triggering. So I wanted to actually have a group of people. I really do need people to kind of watch this with me because it is very, very triggering for me. This video that we're about to watch is actually her introduction, and what she has named this is the True Confessions of a Teenage Mistress. And as you can see, this lady is a very beautiful woman. And as you begin to listen to her, you will hear the strength in her voice. You would hear the just the beauty of her personality. And a lot of empaths have this same type of personality. I feel like in some ways she could have been a sister of mine, but this is something this lady could never ever get over. And it's because I believe she began to remember, or I believe she was healing, or she felt like she was. But what people don't really realize is that narcissistic abuse runs deep. And when it is coupled with spiritual abuse and with someone who is supposed to be trusted and everybody trusts a person in the position of power, like a pastor, or in this case, this had to really hurt this woman in so many ways that nobody would really understand unless you've been through some type of abuse. And I think one of the big telling things, and I haven't went through all of her videos, but just this video I have seen. But then I was starting to get into the second entry that she did, and boy, that one was really getting to me. So let's go ahead, without further ado, let's start watching this video, and we're going to get into the other ones. I may stop it in the middle of these just to kind of give a little bit more commentary. This introduction is very short. It's not very short, but it's about 6 minutes. So, grab your coffee and get into it. The reason I'm going to go through each and every one of these videos is because you really need to feel where this woman is. I myself wrote a book in regards to, and it had a lot of the abuse from the church in that book, but it wasn't really. It was some of the things that I saw. It was some of the things that maybe I haven't even come to grips with has happened to me. But it was a lot of the disappointment that I have for the church in general. It was just a lot of disappointment on, how I felt. I just feel like they led so many people in the black church, especially, astray. And I can't speak for white church because I didn't go to white church. I went to a black church. I went to African American church. I went to the church where, they had issues in the church. Okay. I went to churches that, um, they might as well they had church on the outside, but it was a club on the inside and it was so many sick people, I guess, in the inside, and nobody's trying to get well. That was what was so bad about it. So yeah, so this triggered a lot for me. So watch it, and I hope you guys understand that I may stop it in between you, and this is just so you guys we can all do the reaction together. And here we go. I'm going to put myself down here a little bit, and we're going to have her speak.
Hi. For those who do not know me, my name is Eternity, and this is an introduction to my playlist, The True Confessions of a Teenage Mistress. So when I was 18, I was in a sexual affair with a church leader of my home church. And this playlist, this collection of videos is to talk about that experience and to share my story, because I am at an age now, 40 to be exact, that I realize the abusive and exploitative nature of that relationship. Now, many will say, oh, well, 18 is an adult, you can make your own decisions. And to a degree, I agree with that.
Well, I personally do not agree with the fact that 18 is I don't think that 18 is grown. I never thought 18 was grown. They can say 18 is grown all they like, but 18 is still a teenager, because the teen is what gives it away. Okay. The teen. Now they may say you 18 and you can do this, that, and the other and all that, but your brain has not even fully uh, grown until you're 25. So the person that actually takes advantage of an 18-year-old, I think, should be put under the jail as well. I don't think that the consensual age should be 18. I think consensual age should be 25 and up. For guys, it should be 30, because they brain don't get into their 30. But hey, I don't run the country, but yeah, I have to agree and disagree with her, because I think she is kind of saying the same thing. 18 is not, to me, a consensual age for a sexual relationship. Now, you can probably do a lot of other things. Yeah, drive. Go ahead and drive it when you're 18. Go ahead and, do some other things. But 18, to me, why is it 18 that you can have a consensual relationship, and then 21 you can't drink till you're 21? It's a reason for that. You shouldn't be able to drink until you're 25. But again, yeah, I digress. So let's continue to listen to her. Let me go back here.
But that's also a mindset that allows predators to take advantage of people,
Yep, I
waiting
agree.
for them to be legal.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with the legalness of being 18, there's still the context of how that situation began, which is what I'll be going into. The reason I'm talking about this is because I've carried this for 22 years. And the majority of that time, it wasn't until I turned about 38 that I actually came into some higher truths about the situation. But up until that point, I had always taken responsibility and blamed myself for being in that situation.
I want to stop here just to say another thing. I don't feel like there is any statute of limitation on when a person actually comes to grips or comes forward with any type of abuse that may have happened to them when they were younger. I don't care if you're 85 and you just realize that or you just want to start talking about when you were abused, essayed when you were 5. I don't care when it comes up, because everybody is going to come to grips to it at some point in their life and want to talk about it. And I actually think if the person is still alive, um, they should something should happen to them. Like they should go to jail. They should get in trouble. Something should happen to them. I know karma is going to get them, but still, yeah, action should be taken. Okay, let me let her go.
And now I am at a point where I see it for what it was. I see just how I was manipulated and used by somebody who I loved deeply and intimately, soulfully. I'm currently in therapy at the time of this recording. And with the blessing of my therapist, I'll be telling this story. She says that part of my healing is simply to talk about it. Um,
Okay, I gotta stop right there. One more thing here. I don't agree with therapists that tell people to um, talk these things out, because when we talk about as a person that has been abused and has been essayed and all these other things, one thing about talking about it is that we literally relive these things as we talk about them. Now, I'm glad that has she wanted to help other people, but I don't think that's good advice. Not saying that talking about it is one thing, talking about it with them is one thing, but remember, they are reliving these things. The PTSD is real. The you can tell even the way that she's looking down. You can see that she's really in her emotions, and I don't know that. I believe writing is much better for a lot of us when we're going through this than talking about it. Because talking about it takes you right there. You can literally smell things, see things, feel things, and we almost feel as if we're that 18-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old once again. Wow. So, yeah, she gets to that was the advice her therapist gave her, but I don't think it's good advice. So let's keep going.
in a way, it's an unburdening of myself because this has been my big secret my entire life that this relationship happened. And so, in releasing the secrecy of it, I am releasing myself from that past and able to fully move forward because it's hard to move forward. Actually, I'm gonna say it's pretty much impossible to move forward in your healing if you are still keeping secrecy and shame about what it is you need healing from. So, so this is my story. This is my experience. Um, I do hope that people who follow along with this playlist, who have similar experiences, who have had this happen to them, are able to get healing in their own way. A lot of times we get healing through other people's stories, not because we're here for the drama, we're here for the tea, but because it's like, oh my gosh, it's not just me. I'm not the only one that has experienced this. And that is the reason that I'm willing to be open about everything. Um, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. The time of this video is January 10th, 2024. I actually have been talking about this on my Facebook page since November 2023. So it's been October or November. So it's been 2 or 3 months. And even in that short time, I have gone through a lot emotionally. Um, a lot of unearthed hurt, a lot of new revelations, a lot of just dealing with this in a new reality. Um, it has been heavy. It has been very, very heavy. So my intent here is not to burden other people and to bring other people down with this story. Um, Content warning all the time, like only engage if you feel that you are in a place that you can benefit from this and you want to hear about what this story is. um, and sometimes it might come to some moments where you're like, you know what, I need to take a moment because this is a little bit too much for me, and that's fine. Please take care of yourself as you follow along with this story. And honestly, there's no real structure to this. Like, I have some notes about some things I definitely want to talk about. But this will go on for as long as is necessary until I have released everything that I need to release. And one day I will make a video and be like, you know what? I think I've said everything I need to say. And that's it. so, so yeah. Welcome to the video story, the playlist, the vlog of what I have dubbed the true confessions of a teenage mistress.
So yes, we're gonna stop there with her video, and this is some very, very sad because I feel like she was really trying to help other people, and she pretty much lost the battle. And I don't feel like she was any stronger, or I mean, she was any weaker than anybody else who has actually been through this. Um, many of us, many of us have those thoughts of not wanting to be here because we feel like our despair is so overwhelming. Like she has more than just been emotionally abused. She has actually been uh mentally abused, spiritually abused, and it's really hard when someone's world like that has been shaken. She doesn't even know, and at such a young age, so she doesn't even know what to do with those feelings. And by the time she gets to, the age 40, she just doesn't know what to do with it because nobody is talking about this. Nobody is telling her, giving her any tools. Her therapist obviously isn't giving her any tools that she can kind of work with. Um, I'm sure that they may have talked to her in different ways, but this is just goes to show you how tender the emotions are. Your heart is when you're young, 18, 19, 20, even in your 20s is still you're still pretty young, and you can't wrap, especially if it's a the way they make us think of the leaders, in the actual church. So we are taught to think of them as these people that are so, holier than thou, or at least closer to God than we are, right? But at the end of the day, none of that is true. So, whew, like I said, we shall see. Let's just get into it, guys, and I'll see you at the next one. I'm going to do that a little bit late when my grandbaby is not up here trying to talk to me while I'm doing this. So I'll do it when they're asleep. And yeah, I'm going to do the first excerpt. I'm going to pre-read that before I actually do this, and I'm going to write some notes down, and then we'll talk about that. I just feel so bad that this beautiful woman is gone because I think she felt like she wasn't heard. I don't even know. I just wish she had just pushed through it, but it's hard. It is so hard. And it is even hard for me to go through these videos, to be honest with you, but I'm going to do it. All right. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to end this video here, but I'll be back with a video number 2. And we're going to go through her whole diary, see if we can kind of decipher what her feelings was when she actually took her own life. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.